Hello, everybody! Hello!
Hello!
Hello! And welcome back to Nerds World. This is our second episode. Yeah, second episode. And as always, we're here with the rest of the nerds. We have Danny the Weasel, as always, on my right. Everyone knows Danny's had a stroke. We have Zach M today, and we all know that the M stands for Master because Zach is the Master. He had a stroke. And as always, we have Matt the Engineer just chowing away on some pizza. Matt, any words over there? No. And he's eating pizza, and we're delighted to have a special guest with us today, another YouTuber in his own right, our good buddy Peter. Peter, you want to say some words?
Oh, hi guys, hi friends. I hope you're watching for a very good time. I don't really know what to say, so go back to Nick.
All right. And we're just going to do some news today. We're going to talk about some Doctor Who with Zach. We're going to do some rock talk. Today we have a special edition of the show because today, 50 years ago today, the music world changed. Because today, the Beatles came to America for the first time, and if they didn't, music would basically suck. And let's just applaud to that because best band of all time, and if you have a problem with it, you can go kiss my butt. All right. So let's do some news now. I think what we have first. First thing we're going to talk about is Bieber possibly being deported. There have been people signing a petition, hundreds of thousands of signatures being signed to try to deport Justin Bieber back to Canada. But Canada does not want Bieber because who wants Bieber in their country? Am I right, Zach?
Alright, I'm just gonna give my 2 cents on this. He's not gonna get deported. You can't lose your visa unless you get a felony or it expires. That's all I'm gonna say.
Felonies?
In Canada. The drinking and driving, yeah, that is a felony. But he did go back to Canada already. Well, he didn't get deported. I know.
Danny, quick, color commentary.
He went back to Canada before he got deported. That's amazing!
Amazing! Anyway, but yeah, no one wants Bieber in the country, so I think Bieber is now just going to go out into the ocean and live in a submarine just like they did in that James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me. Anyway, another thing we're going to talk about. Anyway, after I just beat Danny to death. Anyway, another thing we're going to talk about right now is the sudden passing of the great actor Philip Seymour Hoffman. That came as a shock. I was surprised by that. I saw him in the movie Almost Famous. He did a great portrayal of Lester Bangs, not to mention his other great roles in movies such as Capote, where he did a great version of Truman Capote. But it just really shows you what heroin can do to the body. It's cheap, and it'll just destroy your body. I have seen people who have used heroin who just really destroy themselves, and it's really just a shame. And I just don't know what to say. It's just Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor. What are you going to do? He made an idiot out of himself by doing drugs. It makes him feel good. Probably not making him feel good now. Anyone else have anything to say about this? Anyone?
Well, I think it's a very sad topic when a great actor dies because of an idiotic decision that unfortunately too many of the youth in our today's generation make. That's my 2 cents.
What's with everyone in their 2 cents today? Is anyone?
We have 2 cents.
What? I don't know why everyone's saying. Zach's taking a look in the news. We'll probably take a look at the news in a second. Right now, Danny's going to do some interviewing with our special guest today, Mr. Peter. And Peter and Matt the Engineer are playing video games right now. What game you guys playing?
Army of 2 Devil's Cartel.
Army of 2 Devil's Cartel. If you didn't hear that, I don't know.
No,
but
no.
and now
apparently Matt is getting thrown nades at by.
All right, so
we have a.
So now Danny's going to talk to Peter about some YouTube stuff, maybe some stuff that's not going to make any sense to me, and hopefully we'll talk about some Cold Fusion today. I'm pretty excited about that. So here's the Weasel.
Hello. All right. So this is Peter Hahn. Peter, hello. You have your YouTube channel, Elite Star Raptor.
Yes.
So yes, you make. Well, let's have you tell our audience like what kind of videos you make? Like in a little bit more depth after you explained a little bit in the intro.
Well, basically, if you know Matthew Patrick and the Game Theorist, that's basically what I've done. I actually started before I even found out about Matthew Patrick, so I thought I was being pretty original. Apparently, I wasn't. So that was pretty not disappointing. It was very interesting to see someone who's done exactly the same thing as me. So basically, what I do is game theories, a slightly different style than Matthew Patrick, but at the same time, nevertheless, a theory in which I speculate and overanalyze the game. So just to make it a little more interesting as a piece of literature, as opposed to just something you do when you're bored.
Well, that's very interesting. And what kind of games do you like to analyze? Is there a specific topic that you like to go off of?
Mostly, what I like to do, what I've been doing recently, is a lot of Pokemon and Minecraft theories. Matthew Patrick has rarely done Minecraft theories. I know he's done how much does diamond armor cost. That was a pretty good episode, but it was a very data speculated theory. So I do a lot of storyline based theories, which is very interesting because Minecraft doesn't really have a story. It gives me a lot of room to work with, a lot of different theories I can create out of that.
Yes, it does. So yeah, anything else you'd like to say about your channel? Just in particular, use this as a chance to like shamelessly invoke some little advertising.
Well, game theory is always very controversial because, there are a lot of ignorant people who don't understand the artistic value of gaming. So people try to challenge me and say, oh, that's simply not what the game makers made. But it's really a lot more than that. Game theory is very special in its own right because it really analyzes the literature of game, the art of game, if you would, as opposed to simply playing it. And a lot of good hardcore gamers do this without even realizing it, and it's just my job to bring it to the general public. So if you want to see more, then just come to my channel. I have a post as often as I can. Recently I haven't been posting, but I'll be bringing up one this weekend, hopefully.
Yes, it's very interesting. I will say I personally watched all of his videos. They are amazing, and I highly suggest anyone who's watching should go check them out if you haven't already. That is Elite Star Raptor. You'll know it because it's a gigantic Star Raptor Pokemon. Okay, so Zach, the Master, has just informed me that our email is up and running. Am I right?
No, I'm talking about the personal thing with the Jets, with me and Matt.
That reminds me. Okay, yeah, just a quick thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, if you don't know already, me, Zach, the Master, and Matt, the Engineer, and Pedro, the new named Peter, are going to be going to the Ability 1 Design Challenge, which is an engineering thing that it's, as Peter said, it's not Ability 1. I don't know the new name of it, but it's the old name at least. Source America, I guess, from what he has just said. So he is showing me up, obviously.
I'm thinking of actually joining the Jets team next year because if you guys get to go to Washington D.C. and the price is actually pretty cheap. What's it, $150 this year?
$150 to go on a field trip without parents or anything, with just your friends, to like a 3 last year. For now, it's 4 days, I think. Trip to Washington D.C. with reimbursement too. If you win, you can get up to a $5,000 prize as it used to be. It's 3 days. Oh, I heard from some source that it was 4. Matt?
It's the 26th to the 28th.
The 26th to the 28th. So, actually, if any of you guys want to look it up, that'd be an interesting thing. We hope that maybe if we have any viewers from other states, that maybe we could find you there some year.
Viewers from other states? We only have, what, like 37 viewed our last video. We're a hit, folks! 37 views. Stop the presses. I mean, that's remarkable. 37.
What? Then there's probably that like one guy in Korea that probably just saw us and was like, "Oh God, they're the best ever." But then like we don't know him because all we know.
Yeah, whatever. All right, I think you know what? I think me and Zach the Master are going to do a little talking about about Doctor Who. First off, we're going to talk about Peter Capaldi's new outfit. This may be old news, but we haven't been on for a while. It's just remarkable how closely the new Doctor, Peter Capaldi, looks like the third Doctor, John Petrie, and it's just it's weird. I don't know if they were recycling that, but Zach, what do you?
I feel as if it's going back to one of the more original doctors, and it's just more classic.
I like the classic series. Nothing against the new series. I love the new series. There's some funny moments like the original series. Great writing from Stephen Moffat. But I still just like the original series. I just think it was just great cult show, and I really liked it a lot. But the new series, it just seems like a bunch of the fangirls are really falling into the love for all the different doctors. I know a bunch of people were surprised when Peter Capaldi came on, how old he was. And it's like, he's not as young as Matt Smith.
Well, for one, Nick, don't break people's ears with that, and two, I'm looking at pictures of the Third Doctor, and the main difference between the outfits is he just really doesn't have the tie or the ruffle.
Yeah, true. He doesn't have the ruffled shirt or the tie.
Yeah.
But they have this like sort of outfit cape thing going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you like, but they're closely resembled. Now we're going to do something stereotypical now. Zach, who's your favorite Doctor?
Fourth Doctor.
Fourth Doctor. I don't know if many of you know this, but a couple of my friends know this, but I just have recently written a letter to the Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, for those who don't know.
Tom Baker.
Yeah, Tom Baker. Danny, don't say a word because you don't watch the show. And by the way, if you want to strongly convince Danny to watch Doctor Who, you can post it on our Facebook page. You can post it on our Twitter page, both under Nerds World Pod. You could comment on my Facebook page if you're one of my buddies, or you can just tell Danny in person, maybe beat him up. I don't really care, but it's so he thinks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we can do. This is our new promotion. Watch our show, beat up the weasel. That's our new promotion, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, now we're going to talk. This is a hard subject for a bunch of us, but Zach.
Yes.
What's your favorite Doctor Who serial?
God.
What? Whoa? What?
You don't know about serials, boy?
Matt doesn't know what a serial is. A serial? No, Matt, a serial is like a collection of shows, you know. They on the original series, excuse me, I burped. But in the original series, they had, they would have like 5 or 6 episodes, and it all fall under the same title, like, Genesis of the Daleks. That was a 6-episode series, serial. Exterminate! Anyway, but it's just hard for me. I can't pick out a favorite from the old series. From the new series, Love and Monsters. That was a funny one.
New series, I'm gonna have to say Rings of Akaten and old series Legends of the Aztec Temple.
Who was in that one?
I think that was Sixth Doctor. Let me see.
Colin Baker, yeah. Zach's going to look that up now. In a little bit, we're going to do another one of our favorite segments that we did last week. We're going to shorten it up because it took like half the show. But we're going to watch in a little bit. We're going to do the ever popular Danny watches cartoons corruption segment because Danny's parents were jerks and wouldn't let him watch good cartoons when he was a kid. But now I think Zach's going to tell us a little bit about some news he found when Danny was interviewing Peter before, and about Pussy Riot, the band in Russia that got arrested. Now he's out of jail. So here's Zach, and he's going to do some talking.
There's quite a bit in world news, like, now Assad is trying to starve out rebels, which is kind of weird. And most interestingly, a plane...
Hey, Danny brought back the Coke!
Okay, then.
It is not cocaine, definitely not. It is not high-grade Colombian cocaine, why would it be?
It might be. You don't know. You don't see us right now.
Okay, and most interestingly, in today's news, a plane was nearly hijacked in Turkey, and the hijacker said he wanted to go to Sochi.
Sure he did.
It's all over the news.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that this morning.
That was great.
I think Turkey and Sochi are pretty bad, but I think there's a difference.
Yeah.
One's colder.
And let me see what this one is. It says, okay. from, I think it's oh, well then, it's a Jewish news source, and it's Can you stop singing, Nick? Alright. This news source, I don't know how reliable it is, but it says that... Quiet, Danny!
That's why he's a weasel, ladies and gentlemen, because he's an annoying one.
But anyways, this says that the New York Council, the City Council, is saying that they're altering a measure to people who are boycotting Israel. Let me read through this real quick. Oh, they're saying that any political groups, like conferences, like going to conferences for political groups that are boycotting Israel, those are not tax refundable. So it's just like, well then, I don't agree with Israel's politics either. But anyways, back to you, Nick, if you'd like.
Alright, I think right now Zach's going to look up some, look up that cartoon website, and that we were using last time. It's watchcartoons.com for free, and today we have a special edition for Danny. It was requested by a good buddy of mine, Ken Kaminsky, good pal of mine, and he suggested on Facebook. And if you have other suggestions, I really suggest you go on the Facebook and find out and write a post or something saying what you want to see. But today, our special cartoon to corrupt Danny with is the ever-popular SpongeBob SquarePants episode, Band Geeks. And it's either season 2 or 3. But if you don't know this, me and Zach are in the marching band. Woohoo, we're Band Geeks as well. Yeah, and our band is notorious for, especially me, but is notorious for quoting SpongeBob. We love SpongeBob. Like I know SpongeBob better than I know my schoolwork, and that's pretty sad to say that. So
No, it's not. You suck at schoolwork, so it's good to be known for being good at something else.
hey, we all know I'm not going to be going into geometry when I'm older. So hee hee, ha ha, harumph. Anyway, hey, I didn't get a harumph out of that man. Harumph. Anyway, so he's going to cue this up, and we're going to give the microphone over to Danny. We're not going to have it like last week, have it like for half the show. We're just going to do a couple clips from that, just some of to get it through Danny's thick skull. But after this, there's an idea for next week's show: skull thickness. And before we watch that. It's quite amazing. We're going to go back to what we were talking about earlier today about the Beatles' 50th anniversary. It's almost it's funny how many. It's just funny how the Beatles, if they never came to America, how different the world would be. If there would be no hard rock, because the Beatles would not have influenced the Rolling Stones, the Who, to influence some of the heavier bands like Black Sabbath. If you didn't know that, Ozzy Osbourne, huge Beatles fan. Lemmy Kilmister, huge Beatle fan, and those are two of some of the biggest. Pause that. Some of the two biggest heavy metal names, and some of the ones you can never understand. Just my Ozzy imitation, but anyway. But if the Beatles never came to America, the Beatles never existed, the whole world would suck. Popular music would be just like it was in the 50s and the 60s. You have people like Pat Boone singing all the time. Everything would be all nicey, happy sunshine, and not rockin' and rebellious, ass-kicking fun.
And if you know nothing about Nick over here, Nick's only passion in life is music and writing on the side.
Writing music.
He would be a lonely bastard indeed.
Oh my God, life would suck if the Beatles wouldn't exist. If they existed, but that was my mini rant. So, I mean, have you ever met anyone who hasn't heard of the Beatles?
My sister, who is a chronic One Direction and Justin Bieber fan, has heard of the Beatles. Even she likes
my
them.
sister has one Beatles song on her iPod, so that's a plus.
Never heard of the Beatles or the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Who?
I ain't telling you.
Who? Come on. Come on, man.
I am not revealing their name.
Say it to the microphone.
Come on.
America
a little bit different.
In our school, are they freshmen?
No, they're in our year.
Oh God. Anyway, there's this girl in our school, and she's one of the 90% of people I cannot stand in the school, and she goes, "Hey, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, they're the Beatles. I'm smart," and I'm trying to hold back from me going, "Is that what you call it?" Anyway, but enough of my babbling. So we're gonna show Danny Band Geeks now because he needs to be corrupted. He's going to give us our reaction. We're going to show him some of the funny clips. He's going to see the eager face. Oh yeah, when last year the Weathersfield Marching Band had the chance of going to nationals. We went to nationals, which was at MetLife Stadium, and you would not believe how many people were doing the eager face from SpongeBob before we went out in the field. But anyway, I'm passing the mic over to Danny. Zach's going to eat his pizza, and we're going to show Danny some clips from Band Geeks. Here we go.
As said before, this isn't going to be as long as it was last time. That was boringly long. So we're just going to watch, and let's hope this microphone picks it up.
That's a funny clip. How do you do the sound? Is it like Danny's?
Sound is annoying.
This is band rehearsal. Squidward needs a band to impress one of his band buddies.
Two instruments of torture count. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. That's fine. No one has any experience. Fortunately, I have enough talent for all of you.
What? No, you stay around for the whole time.
When do we get the free food?
Anyway.
How's that harmonica solo coming?
Time for the bet.
This is our last night together before the show.
Did I miss the kicking? Yep. Oh. Here we go. Best SpongeBob scene of all time.
What?
I want to do some kicking.
Greatest SpongeBob scene of all time.
No people. Maybe we wouldn't sound so bad if some people didn't try to play with big meaty claws. And the one, and the two, and the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Where's the eager face?
That's what my band sounded like in elementary school.
Hey, I wasn't that band. I sounded good.
Elementary school? No, you weren't.
Oh, in elementary school. Oh. I thought you said middle school.
Yeah, no, middle school was better.
Eager face.
What?
Did that all throughout. And now for the best halftime show of all time.
Of course, why not?
This is just the best halftime show ever.
Derp face.
Someone actually should do this for a halftime show.
Guitar. The two guys, what? Heart attack. Died.
Anyway, that is the greatest halftime show of all time. And if you want to fight me on that, Danny will be after school every day after 2 o'clock to beat the living snot out of, because Danny says this is the best halftime show ever.
I know kung fu.
Sure he does. Anyway, sure. And I live in a house on Lollipop Lane. When I'm high. anyway, you rapscallions. What was I gonna say? Wouldn't it be weird if the Super Bowl actually got a band to do the SpongeBob Super Bowl halftime show? Like if we're all like when we're all like 30, when we're all 30 and stuff, we
Kicking. I
wanna do
kicking.
yeah. See, now he loves that clip. Now he loves that clip. Here's your laptop back. Oh,
I saw that before. I know that.
Ah, darn it! He's already been corrupted. But anyway, thank you, Ken, for that wonderful suggestion. That's always a great cartoon to watch. I love that one. I haven't seen that one in a while, and I always used to watch that one. But let's see, what do we have now? What else can we talk about? Oh yeah, if you didn't already notice, well, this is kind of late to already state this. We should have said this earlier. We actually got a theme song this week. I figured out how to do fade out. So the theme this week, we were playing a song by Ian Dury and the Blockheads called Blockheads. It's one of my personal favorites. Ian Dury, one of the great vocalists, completely insane, crippled from polio, which is pretty funny. Well, I'm a bastard. Did you just hear that? I just said he was crippled by polio. That's kind of funny. I'm a bastard. Yeah.
Who cares? Swearing is a natural part of life.
Hence the 7 words you can never say on television, which are and there you go. 7 words you can never say on television. You can say it on here, but we're not going to. You know what? Well, Matt and Peter are just doing some wonderfully senseless killing on the game they're playing, which is pretty funny to watch. We don't want to reveal Matt's address on the air because people are going to come and start sending him hate mail, which would be funny. Dog poop.
Dog shit.
Hey! That's one of the 7 words you can never say on television. Watch your mouth.
We're not on TV.
We're on the air. My parents can still come and destroy. Yeah, they could come and beat me. That would be funny. Oh yeah! Before I forget again, we're actually not at my house this week. We're at Matt's house because we're going to actually start switching around, going to my house, Matt's house, Zach's house, not Danny's house because his house sucks.
It doesn't suck. It's just it doesn't have a room.
It doesn't have a Oi!
It doesn't have a soundproof basement. Yeah, it has
Oi! Anyway. Yeah, anyway, we're actually in a soundproof basement. Matt's basement is very soundproof. But anyway, the reason we're doing that is because I think my parents got angry when we broadcast at my house. Because my mom and sister went out, and my dad comes out. I go, Dad, everyone's left. And he comes out, and he's all grumpy. And he's like, shouldn't be doing this with your time. You should be studying and stuff. We just finished. It just finished midterms and stuff. So we really.
I love having tests after midterms. That's definitely what our school.
Yeah, midterms. You know, we talked about everything on my sheet here. Let's see, Band Geeks, Doctor Who stuff in the news. We did it.
Closing in around the 30-minute mark.
That's it. Yeah, we've done a good cast. We actually didn't spend half the cast watching random videos. We got an interview in. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go off the air?
Anything?
Want to tell some funny stories?
Sure, I'm game.
Game? No one says I'm game. That's like a British thing. My cousin. Wait, did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Matt just burped. My turn. Give me a second. I'm going to drink some soda.
I almost physically cannot burp. It is almost physically impossible for me to burp. And I've noticed that. No matter how much soda I drink, I just get the hiccups. That's it.
Anyway. Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks. A wonderful broadcast taken over by people burping. Well, I don't know what to make of that anymore because the fact that everyone's burping now, I think we should call it a day. Another wonderful show. Do you want maybe some more Sochi news? Maybe it's another guy trying to find Sochi but landing in Saudi Arabia. Who knows? Zach?
Just some short things about Sochi. Well, for one, the German Olympians wore rainbow uniforms, so that's kind of pretty awesome. Not sure. And then more arrests from gay rights activists. So, following the one before the torch lighting, and now even more. They're gonna keep coming.
Danny?
Just for a little end of podcast thing, I'm going to talk about social media a second, like I always am going to do. Just if you want to talk to us about anything on our show, you want to commentate on anything that you like, you didn't like, give us criteria because
Beat up Danny, beat up Zach, beat up me. Who cares?
we're all beat upable.
Beat upable.
We're all punching bags. So yeah.
If you want to come and beat us up, you can come find us in a town, in a state, in the United States.
You will never find us. But if you want to, just check out social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
We don't have Instagram.
We don't have an Instagram.
We're poor.
Damn it. So, YouTube.
No swearing on the show. Even though we always swear anytime. No swearing.
Now it's fine. We're good. All right, so it's my little end of podcast spiel. I'll hand it back over to Nick, and goodbye.
Just little things that might happen next week. We might have another special guest come on the show. Who? My buddy Zach, not Ginger Zach, not Master Zach, but Ginger Zach might show up on the show. We might tell some funny stories of our past, and we might tell about me. We might tell us the time where me, Danny, Zach, and Ginger Zach all went to Canada. That was a pretty fun time. And you know what? We're just going to call it a day now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you in a little bit on our next cast on Nerds World. So thanks a lot. See you around.